Okay, so I'm just gonna start with showing you how to download fonts. I asked most of you to download either Dosis or Babas. I already have them downloaded, so I'm going to show you how to install fonts with a new with a different font. So I'm going to take this one and just hit download, then open it up here. That should extract it, and then if you just double click this and then hit install, give it a wee minute, and that should be it installed. Now, if you install any fonts while you have GIMP open, which I do, it'll not be open, so you need to close it down and start it back up again. It'll take a few minutes to start it up again, the fonts part. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't need the font, but just keep that in mind if you've downloaded it and you can't find the fonts anymore. So basically, I'm going to run through how you can create one of these graphics. So what to do here is you start with your file tab and you hit new, and then just make it a square. So you've got this here set in pixels, take the width 1754 and just hit it again in the height box, click OK. Now the reason that's gone black is because my background color here is black, so I'm just going to change it to white, and then I'll flip those around. So the first thing to do then really is to make our border. So how you do that, and you should always have one of these open just so that you can, until you've made your own like template, just leave it open. And this little tool here, this dropper tool, if I put that on the purple, that'll give me that purple. Just click in it so you've got it, it'll go into one of these boxes. Just hit that, and then there it is there, just in case you need it. Go back to the new file we were creating, and this here, this is your layers tab right here. If you hit this will give you the option to create a new layer, and then you can either fill it with a foreground color, which in this case is the purple, or the background, which is white, or you have the option for white as well, but just keep it transparent for now. So when you hit that, you'll get a layer like this. So I've just turned this layer off to show you what it is. So how we create our border then is go to the pencil tool here, and then you can see I have all these different brushes. I can show you in another tutorial how to download those, but just take this, my angle's all off because I was fiddling about with it, and change the size of it. So I'm going to say to go to about 60. A lot of it's trial and error. Yeah, we'll go with 80, that'll do. Make sure you're active on this layer, because the worst thing you could do is have it in this, and then like you want to move it, so you want to change something about it, and then it throws off all of that. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just hitting Control Z there to undo that. So back in on my layers tool, and just match it so it's at that corner. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hold Control and then Shift at the same time, right? So the Shift creates the line from where you last drew, and if you take Control off, then you can just move it around, but whenever you hit Control, it locks it into these angles. So just take one there, zoom in, match it to that corner, take it down, and you just basically repeat the whole way around. And there we go. So then I can turn that off and on to see which way it looks. So then the next thing we're going to want to do is, in all these graphics, we want to have the logo in it, just so it keeps a bit of continuity. So we'll go back to this image here, and then this here is the fuzzy select tool. So if I was to hit that, I would get that A, for example, or if I was to hit that, I'd get all the white parts. So I'm just going to hit Control Shift A to deselect everything, or you can just go to select and hit none. So just zoom in, get the purple, hit Control C to copy it, go back to the layer we were on, and just hit Control V, not paste it in, right? So what we have here is called a floating select layer. So just right click that and go to new layer, and that'll create a new layer here. And if you want to move this around, you need to go to your move tool, and then you can move that around. Something else that's also really handy is this thing here. It's called the scale tool. And whenever you open that up, it probably will look like that. It'll be unlocked. Just hit lock on it, and then you can either put in here what pixels you want, or you can just move it around. Generally, you'll move it around. So I'm just going to make it a wee bit smaller. Hit scale, and there we go. Now, if you want to center that, the way you do it is you go here to image, go to guides, new guide by %. So I've got a vertical guide here, it's going to be at 50%, and that's my line straight down there. If that doesn't appear for you, just go to view and go to show guides. So if I untick this, that's gone. But if I tick it, whoops, not grid, don't want grid. There we go, that's it back. Go back to your move tool. Just hold down the purple part, because the rest of it is just a transparent layer. Hold on the purple part and just match the crosshairs up. And then you can move it up and down. Generally that will lock in with the grid. If it doesn't, where is that option for it? Here, snap the guide, snap the grid. So because that's on snap, that'll line that up. So the next thing to do then is just to add your text in, whatever it's going to be. So I'm going to go to doses here, and then generally have the text black just so that there's that continuity. And then I'm just going to write rights aren't given. Make that, just increase the size of it there. So you have to hit select all, so just Control A to make that bigger. Yeah, leave it at 160. So I'll stick that wherever. Again, line it up with the grid, and then here they're taking, probably make this a wee bit bigger. Excuse me. Probably make that bold as well. Might look a bit nicer. Might move this up. If you have a mouse, it's a lot easier to use. And I'm just going to turn off my layer boundary to take that box away because it annoys me. So what I'll probably do in this instance is just take punctuations out and add them in after, because they're just throwing off the look of it. So just go to effects, get back in. And you can draw grids down from here, see like I'm doing, and just zoom in to get that matching up as much as you can, and then drag that down to meet up with it. You can also use your arrow keys to move it around, which gets really handy whenever it's fiddly. That doesn't look right either. Yeah, I'll just move this over ever so slightly. So if you click on it as well, just to make the layer active, you'll be able to use the arrow keys. For some reason it doesn't work if you don't do that. Might make this smaller actually, that might be the problem. But anyway, yeah, something like that. And then at the bottom you might want to put in rally for choice. It's up to you. Basically just go with your own judgment. If you think it looks nice, just go with it. Might make this bypass. Now, with this download I have for bypass, there isn't a lot of space between the letters, so I just have to double it. And then again, just line that up there. Move it around. I'm going to take this guide out because it's just distorting it slightly. So what I'm going to do here is... No, I'll not. I was just going to merge these two layers, but there's no point really because I'll probably be fiddling about them for another bit. Yeah, so I'm just going to move this up. So a lot of it is just your own judgment where you think it sits properly. Okay, and then whenever your image is done, and again I'll make this a bit bigger actually, so it is quite quick to make an image, and it's really like satisfying whenever you get it done, and then you can post it on the page, and then it just whatever it is, just so long as there's some output going on the page, it's grand, and it'll help keep us in people's newsfeed and remind them. Okay, so then when you're going to save it, you want to save it as an XCF file so that you can edit it at other points. So what I've done, like with this one here, you can see all the different layers that I've got, and basically whenever I'm creating a new image, I just come in and I turn them off, and then I just add in the text and then save it as something else. So I've got that template constantly to work on. So you're going to want to hit Control-Shift-S to save it, and then go in here, pictures, life choice, social media, and I'm just going to name this tutorial. Oops. Save, and then hit Control-Shift-E, and then it'll go in the same folder, so tutorial, and I'll save it as that PNG. Export. And that's it.